Hi there. Today's it's a very nice day. It's raining outside. I have my windows open. I just cleaned my room, and things aren't looking too bad. You know, things aren't looking too bad, and I haven't done a talk like this in a while. Um, Now that I have a bit of time, you know, time away from my loved one, from my loving one, from the one that I love. Um, what do I want to talk about today? Today is about well, it's about something that I was given attention to, that took my attention. It's basically one thing that kind of altered how I how I view myself. You are not made for everyone. You're only made for you. See, we have this perspective, or I had this perspective of of I am put into this world for the people that I meet. You know, I'm put into this world for the people that I meet, that I've seen, that I've interacted with, and we have this interaction for a reason, that they are that they are interlined with me for a good reason, right? Or for a bad reason, whatever it may be. At least we get our lessons out of it. See, I've had this perspective for a very long time, that I needed to do something for the people around me, whether they like me or not, whether they hated me or not. I had a very bad history of people pleasing, of pleasing the people around me. And when I realized that that was such a toxic and indecent behavior for myself, I kind of turned it around 180 completely. I hated people. I didn't like being around people, but I had this kind of urge inside of me to help, to do something right. And it it was it turned out to be bad for me. It turned out to be very, very bad for me. I had this perspective of no matter what it is, I hate these people, but I'll do something good anyways. And it kind of had a mental toll on me, where I thought to myself, this is how I measure my goodness. This is how I measure my 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 happiness, from the happiness of other people. I never really had my own metric as to what made me happy, unless it included someone else. Now, in a sense, when you see yourself, right? If there was no metric at all, if there was no humans around on Earth, if you were living alone in this world, isolated and completely given with everything that you have right now, right? Whether it be video games or whatsoever, how do you actually perceive yourself? Do you still have that hate? Do you still have that self-hatred? Do you still have that that self-loathingness that you've harbored for so long? And that also begs the question, is our self-loathingness harbored from our experiences with people? Do we need to isolate ourselves for us to find out what we actually mean to ourselves? See, the other day I looked in the mirror for once, and I actually liked what I saw. Believe it or not, I liked what I saw. I looked into the mirror, that mirror right there, and I liked what I saw. And I haven't had that feeling. I haven't had that feeling, unless it was, someone telling me, "Oh, hey, that shirt looks good on you," or someone told me before that, "Oh, those pants look really nice on you," or "That chain fits your neck," or something, or their hairstyle looks really good on you. I've never really thought to myself, "Hey, I like this. I really like this, and I'm gonna stick with it because I like it, not because it's something different, or because someone else likes it, or someone that I care about likes it." And I kind of thought to myself, okay, let's let myself go. Let's completely destroy everything. Let's completely take everything apart. The art of moving on, the art of growing, right? To grow your wings, to actually evolve, is directly related to what you're going to lose. For you to grow, for you to change, is for you to lose yourself, for you to completely let go of what you were, right? That's the whole idea. You're changing, you're evolving. A caterpillar turns into a butterfly and has no sense of what it was before. Metamorphosis, you completely changing every bit about yourself, everything for the better, right? No matter what your choices are, everything for the better, right? For your own sake, for what you think is best for you. Now, you think that, oh, I'd have to lose all my personality, all my gains, all my losses, like all those things are no longer a part of me. Correct. It's not a part of you any longer. It's been in the past for so long. Why has it stuck on you for so long? Why has it been haunting you and intoxicating you with all these thoughts of the past? Your fears have been forming itself and projecting itself through your, sorry, I'm a bit distracted. Your fears have been forming itself and projecting itself towards others. And you think people can't see it, they can feel it. That's for sure. That is for sure. You have this ability, this very, very strong ability for you to dictate what your next moves are. Free will, right? You have this ability, but your fears are what pulls you back. Your doubts, your anxiety, your lack of strength and stuff like that. And it is very, very intoxicating. It makes you lose your sense of judgment. And it's fucked up because I get that. I get the feeling of losing yourself to your own thoughts, because I've been there. I've been in those places where I kind of sit and just wait and just listen to myself, speak to myself, and I fucking hate it. I hate it. I hate what I say to myself. I hate how I see myself sometimes, and it's horrible. It's like if someone, a physical person, were to speak to me that way, I would hurt them. I would hurt them really, really bad. And with this inside of me, with this fact inside of me, where I feel like, I don't like this piece of myself, and all of that, all of those reasons and all of those excuses as to why I don't like myself, I have just as many reasons to like myself. I have just as many reasons, because I believe within good there is bad, and within bad there is good. There's nothing that's purely evil. There's nothing that's purely evil, whether it be taking time for it to show its goodness, or whether it be time for it to show its evil, over time. So it's just a matter of perspective. How do you shift your perspective to like what you see in the mirror? How do you shift your perspective to accept what you see in the mirror? You are made for yourself. First of all, you are made for yourself. Let's bring this point back. You are made for yourself. You are made for you, right? So your decisions should be for you. Your decisions and your dictations and your happiness, your goals, your aspirations should be for you, and it will relate itself to those that are around you naturally. You don't have to force it. I love someone very much, right? I love my girl. I love my mom. I love my family, and I've seen what it does to them when I am not in the best position. I've seen what it does to them when I'm not in my best shape, when I'm not right, when I'm not doing okay, when I'm going manic, when I'm going hysterical and crying and doing all these bad things to myself and hurting myself and all these things. And I've seen the look in their faces and how much it hurts them. But I think to myself, am I healing myself? Am I doing this for them? Am I doing this for the sake of them feeling okay? Or am I doing it for myself? When I start to do it myself, when I start to do it for myself, when I isolate myself from the world and have conversations with myself and express myself, and I sit there with my girl, and I've been bonding with her and talking to her over all these things, I've realized that the shift in perspective is to look at yourself from a third person's view, and that view should not be biased to anyone except for you. It should not be from a perspective of someone you know. It should be from the perspective of you. Look at yourself. Have a good look. Like look at your hair. Look at how you think. Look at how you perceive things. Look at all the things you used to enjoy. Why did you enjoy it? Look at all the things that are beautiful now. What are you grateful for? You change these feelings of fear. You change these feelings of anxiety, of depression, and you elevate those feelings. You elevate it. Anxiety turns into critical thinking. Your fears turn into gratitude. Your depression turns into self-love, where it's elevating itself. If you can flip around in your mind, if you can flip around the thought of something good to be something bad, then it could be something bad turn into something good too. It goes both ways. It's only up to you whether you decide that you want it to be good or not. And I'm stressing this very much because I'm learning that myself. I'm learning that for myself as well, and it's been very, very hard. It's been very, very, very hard. And it's not something very easy to just flip a switch. And I've also really limited myself. I've taken away a lot of my vices, whether it be smoking and drugs, or anything else, like human interaction outside of this room. If I'm not calling my girl, outside of this room, I am isolated, completely isolated, and I am by myself. Even right now, as I'm speaking to you, I have not gone downstairs except for when I had to do my laundry real quick. But even then, I have not interacted with anyone, and it can get very tiring sometimes. So I sit down and I watch my phone, I scroll, or I watch YouTube on my PS5 and shit like that. It's just sometimes you do need a break. If you rush these changes, you're gonna hurt yourself. You're definitely gonna hurt yourself. But I'm very grateful that I have such a huge support system within myself, and also within my relationship, and I'm grateful for that. I'm very grateful for that. Sorry for moving around so much. My body really hurts. I don't know why, but I don't really feel too well. But I'll get over that. It's nothing. It's nothing compared to what I go on in here, right? And as I was saying, the idea of elevating your feelings and those emotions of self-hatred and fears and anxiety and depression is so soothing. It's a hard process, but once you get it right, once you train those muscles right, it feels amazing. It feels really, really good. And you can look at yourself for once and actually appreciate what is in front of you. And not only that, it doesn't mean that once you do appreciate yourself, you stop right there and you won't move any further. You shouldn't necessarily fuel your gains with fear. You shouldn't necessarily fuel your gains with anxiety and with self-loathingness. You shouldn't do that. It's not healthy for you, because once you start feeling good about yourself, you're unfamiliar. You're completely unfamiliar, and you start sabotaging yourself. You start going on like, for example, if you used to train and work out and think to yourself, oh, this is out of pain and anger. And once you do feel good about yourself, you let yourself go. The determination is no longer there because it was determined by pain and anger. And those pain and anger is gone. It's gone away. So you start to find ways to sabotage yourself, for you to hate yourself, for you to despise yourself. And only then will you start training again. You don't really see it as an ultimate goal. You only see it as that point in time where you felt that pain and anger. And I realized this about myself too. And I've started kind of shifting that ideology where I'm doing this for my own good. I'm doing this because I want to feel good, and I already feel good right now. I just want to look better. I just want to do better, right? There's always room to improve, and as there's time for me to improve, there's also room for me to improve. And that's okay. That's perfectly fine. Tell yourself that it's okay to fall, to sit, to rest, to lay on a rock and take a breather for a while as you continue your journey, your marathon of life. Our time on this earth is very, very, very short. Very, very short. In the blink of an eye, I'm 21 years old. I'm turning 21 in a few months. But I'm 21 years old. I've been on this earth for 21 years old. And I thought of ending it quite a few times. How is that fair to me? I've not even given I have not even given myself a chance to change, to properly change. And now that I've shifted this idea. It is also very intoxicating. It also so very, very intoxicating. I feel like I'm drowning in these thoughts, and at least for me, these thoughts are not as bad as it used to be. It's not horrible. I don't think to myself that I'm a bad person or all those things. I do realize that I've done a lot of bad things in my life, a lot of bad things in my life, and not only bad things to myself but also to other people. And I can't change that. So what better way for me to redeem myself to myself is to change, to do better, to just keep striving to do better. Because if I don't make that step, to change, then I'm a lost cause and I should have been gone a long time ago. I don't deserve to be on this earth if I don't change. Maybe that's a bit self-deprecating, or what's the word? I don't know. But seriously, like, what am I doing here if all I want to do is just be the way that I am and never change? What's the point of staying still in this world that's constantly moving around? You can only get to stay still for once, for the moment where you are in your mother's stomach, and once you get out, you're moving left and right, constantly moving. Even when you're with your loved ones, you're still moving forward. You're bonding with them and having those wonderful times with them, and they're moving too. They won't wait for you. No one's gonna wait for you. You gotta keep moving, and you gotta keep changing, and keep striving to do better. Keep striving to do great things for yourself. Keep striving to elevate your senses, to elevate your thoughts, to elevate your mind for it to be better. And naturally, if you really want to do good for others, naturally you will start doing those things for the people around you, because they will see it as well. They'll feel it. They'll feel the energy that you're pulling towards them, and you're gonna pull good people towards you as well. Manifesting good energy. You're not necessarily, when you're in a bad state, you'll always manifest bad things towards you, and it'll happen, and you'll think to yourself, oh, I thought this was going to happen anyways. Of course you did, because you've been manifesting it, you've been wanting it, you've been basically praying for it. So why not pray for good things? Why not manifest good things? Why not think in a way where things could be good for you? And then you can finally live your life for yourself. You can finally move on your next steps for yourself, and no one else can take that away from you. And I find that to be beautiful. I find that to be such a huge step for me. And I find that to be, it's like, you shouldn't let your thoughts drag you down any further, because it's already been dragging you down your whole life. Time to make a change. See it from a different view. When you look at the city from the same apartment for so long, and you finally get to see the city from a different view, from a different rooftop, it's not the same. You see the same buildings. You see the same cars that go by, you see the same lights that shine through the city, but it's not the same view. It may even make you hate it or love it even more. That's up to you. So pick your vantage point, pick where you see yourself, choose to do the right decisions for yourself, and live your life for yourself, not other people. You're not made for everyone, you're made for you. Have a blessed day, everyone. Assalamu alaikum.